I think that there's something really wrong when we are more concerned about accepting and allowing bad behavior and defending people who are doing things that they shouldn't do than we are with keeping our community safe and having rules. I think that we're raising a bunch of jerks. Not everyone's a jerk, not everyone, whatever, but a lot of kids these days are entitled. They don't have any fear, consequences. Parents aren't allowed to parent their children for fear of repercussion. They don't want their, they don't want to get in trouble with CYFD or, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of whatever. Because if they lay any kind of hands on their children or speak to them in any kind of a tone, then they're going to get in trouble for trying to discipline their children. And so kids are growing up to kind of be jerks because they know that their parents can't do anything to them and that they're immune to getting into any kind of trouble and suffering any kind of consequences. And society as a whole is paying for the fact that people are getting involved in families' businesses and families' personal lives and telling them how they can and can't raise their kids when they don't even understand the situation. I'm not saying go beat your kids. That's not, where I'm going with that. But I think if a kid is acting really wild and out of control, maybe you should be allowed to spank them. Maybe you should be allowed to talk to them in a stern voice and teach them that there are consequences. If you're going to act out of control, there are going to be things that are going to happen that you're not going to like. And if you don't want those things to happen, then maybe you shouldn't do it. Just saying. I mean, I think that's an important lesson that we're not teaching our kids when they're young. And so now they're growing up and they're finding out the hard way that, yeah, you can't do these things. And in my opinion, if an 11-year-old girl goes into a grocery store and she steals something, she should be held accountable for her actions. She should have a reason to not want to do it again. If we're going to say, oh, cool, yeah, you wanted a candy bar or whatever it was that you wanted to steal from the store with your girlfriends, let's give you some more stuff. What else can we give to you? Then why in the world why would she not want to steal? What's her reason for not stealing? What's her reason for more people not stealing? Why wouldn't any parent say, oh, hey, you know what? We can send our kids into the grocery store, have them get food for us for free, and not have to worry about it. And if anyone does do anything, guess what? We're protected because if the officer does anything whatsoever that's questionable, not only are we going to get off, but we're going to have all of society come after that police officer, and the bad guys can actually sue the police officer, the police department, and probably even Smiths and whoever else for taking action and doing something that someone thought was unconstitutional, when in fact all that police officer was trying to do was trying to stop that kid who had stole something. It's not his fault that the girl chose not to listen. It's not his fault that she continued to walk away. If you walk away or you do something that's ridiculous, you have to understand that not everyone's going to act the way that you want them to act. They're going to do what they feel that, not everyone's perfect. People have tempers. You do something disrespectful, not everyone's going to be like, oh, cool, sure, yeah, what else do you want to do? It's not acceptable. And if you think that it's acceptable, then you're also saying, to me, you're encouraging it, because why not? Why not go steal from a store? What's the big deal? Might as well let people know that that's where they get to have their freedom, because you're more worried about police brutality or whatever than what's actually going on. If the girl had other resources to get her food from, she chose not to. She chose to get it from by means of stealing. And yeah, I mean, what's the incentive to not do that and to not encourage other people to do it? Because now we know that the police department doesn't have any control, they don't have any power, and thieves do. It sucks living in a city that defends the thieves and allows them to do whatever they want, and everyone else has to kind of pay for it. I live in Albuquerque, we have our cars broken into more often than anyone else. We have homeless people, we have their syringes, their trash on every busy intersection, and it's just uncomfortable because you don't want to go places, you don't want to be at the intersections, you have to deal with these people on a daily basis. Never mind the fact that there's like signs up that say, if you need help, call 311. No, they don't want to call 311. They want to continue to get money from people who are willing to aid their stuff. They're preying on kind people and their generous behaviors to continue to abuse the system, and it's not really making anything better. It's just making things worse. We have so much crime in our city because we defend this. And the thing about the homeless people is like now they're coming over to certain areas that they used to not be in, and the crime is just jumped. And it's unfortunate because regular citizens who are just trying to do things the right way have to suffer, and they're not afforded the same rights. You know, I mean, okay, yeah, you get your car broken into, you get your car stolen, you get your house broken into, or you get whatever that happens to you because this person on drugs wasn't thinking clearly, and what? That person maybe gets caught if we're lucky. It doesn't make sense, and it's not just, it's not cool, and it's not defending them isn't making anything better. If anything, it's making it way worse. I'm tired of it, and I think that maybe the police department should fire them. I'd go in even harder and be like, yes, if you break the law, you have to understand that we will use force if we need to, and if you don't like that, then don't break the law. Don't steal something from the grocery store. Ask for help. Do something differently if you need help. But stealing, breaking the law purposefully, that's on you. We have to teach our kids how to act and behave in a society, and they have to understand that there are real life consequences, and not everyone's going to do the right thing just because we're doing the wrong thing, you know, and you know, we're supposed to be better than whatever. No, we're humans. Some of us don't tolerate nonsense as well as others, and that's just, it is what it is. All I can say is that, like, yeah, it's cool to be liberal, it's cool to be equal rights and treat your kids like as if they're just so much better and they're equals and whatever, but there are consequences because those kids grow up and they just think that they are entitled to everything, and they don't understand that, like, it's not how life works. Yeah, you can make it that way, but it's not benefiting others, and the only people that are really benefiting are criminals, and that sucks. So do what you will. Just, I'm curious as to what you have to say. I have to put a disclaimer, of course, that my opinions and views are my opinions and views. No one else in my family has any strong opinions, views, thoughts about any of that stuff. Anytime I try to talk to anyone about anything, they're not interested. They don't even want to go there because they know that it's kind of a controversial thing, and they're just not in it for the fight. So if you don't like what I'm saying, you're not happy with me because of whatever, then it's your prerogative. Please don't take it on my family. Yeah, but so my opinions don't reflect anyone else's. If you have something to say to me, say to me. If you want to send me death threats because I think differently than you, that's pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me. I hope you have a great day, and hopefully we can make America great.